Welcome to Swanee, Georgia, day number 2 of the EBA Fab 5 camp here at Swanee Sports Academy, sponsored by ProspectNation.com, the leader for women's basketball recruiting. I am Jeff Benedict, joined here on SUV TV, as we will have Team 1 taking on Team 5 here, the first game of the day. Got a lot of good action for you. Camp has been a fantastic time for the girls here. A great start to their Labor Day weekend as they've gotten top-notch coaching and a great way for them to stay in basketball during the non-basketball season. On the broadcast today, I'm going to be joined by Jonathan Hemingway from Peach State Basketball. Jonathan, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing well. Glad to join you here on the mic. Like you were talking about, Fab 5 camp here, a part of our elite basketball academy here at Peach State Basketball. It's been a good weekend thus far. Over 100 kids, both in our upper class and underclass sessions here today. So we're very excited about the young ladies that have been here, and a chance for us to evaluate and also help develop some skill as well too.
Right. And for those of you that aren't able to come in at all and see kind of what the girls go through, they just went through a good probably 30, 45 minutes warm-up, and you were out there, Jonathan, on the court doing a little bit of coaching.
Yeah, that's my background. Actually started out as a student assistant coach at Lipscomb University, I worked for legendary coach Don Meyer, who won over 1,000 games at the NAIA and Division II level. So that's kind of my background. I worked summer camps. We had the largest camps in the country at that time. We would have upwards of 800 kids, as a matter of fact, per week, and a lot of times for a summer we would get close to 5,000 kids during the summer. So my background is in teaching the fundamentals of the game and also the camp background. So this is really a kind of second nature for me.
As we're off to a quick action here between Team 1 and Team 5. Nice drop from the top of the key. No good there by Jesse Wallace. Jesse.
Yeah, Jesse's a native of Tennessee, and another Tennessee native right there, 179. That's Caroline Patrick, dropping that in from Riverdale High School. And I should let the viewers know here, we added a little wrinkle to our camp games here this morning, here on day 2. Part of what we were working on in our warm-ups in our coaching session was zone offense. So both teams are going to come out and play 2-3 zone, and we just implemented a little high-low action right there. And kind of the reasoning behind this is, everybody plays man, during these camp sessions, but when you get into a game, whether it be in a high school setting or oftentimes even the travel ball season, zone defense is a part of the fabric of basketball these days. And if we don't start teaching those concepts at a grassroots level, well, we're not going to get better as a game. So that was one of the things that Brandon and I talked about yesterday, was trying to implement some zone offense that way.
As a current AAU coach, I can tell you now zone offense is a big part of what we do, because it's usually 90% of what you see. And unfortunately, a lot of people these days don't know how to coach zone offense.
Right.
And so the fact that you're able to get these girls into it a little bit really will give them a leg up come basketball season. As we see a shot and miss there by, I believe that's Team 1. Back the other direction comes Brianna Locke with the basketball. She's going to give it up. Quick shot there from the 3 is Caroline Patrick off the rim. She's going to get it back on the baseline. Another 3-ball attempt, which is kind of what you were talking about beforehand. Let's look down low before we start throwing shots up.
That's right. One of the emphasis that we made is that the ball needs to get to the short corner or to the high post before we, take an open look. But if you get an open look, I know how it is. Once playing, you get a clean look from three range. You got to let it fly sometimes. But a good job here by the black team of getting some offensive rebounds, some second chance opportunities.
Caroline Patrick there with a nice little look in free throw from Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Yeah, Patrick is a kid that we're very familiar with. Had a chance to work with her back in March. I actually run my own showcase that I ran at her high school, Riverdale High School. So I had a chance to get a first look at her back in March. Riverdale High School, very successful high school program. Won a national championship in the past, and they just have the talent that continues to roll through. And Patrick's going to be a part of that that family there with Coach Barrett in the future.
Maya Glusto with the turnover. Coming back the other direction is number 35. That's LaCara Patridge. LaCara with a nice look down low. I believe that was to Caroline Patrick, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Patrick's having a good morning here so far, and one of the things that that we talk about with zone offense, the best way to beat a zone is just to beat it down the court a lot of times, and that's what Patrick did there.
Nice look down low to Jesse Wallace. Wallace with a little miss. Patrick, though, back the other direction. Very involved here in the early going of game number 1. I believe this is one of 6 today.
Yes,
that we will feature here on this court.
Yeah, you're correct about that. And Fab Five camp, the first Fab Five camp that we ever ran was actually during the viewing period in July. We ran that at Georgia Tech, and over the years, Brandon and I have just talked about ways of how can we continue to grow the game of basketball from a camp setting, because there are always and a good little high-low look there from Vicki Harris to Jesse Wallace. So Labor Day weekend has become a staple, on our calendar with Peach State basketball.
For those watching and listening at home who aren't familiar with Peach State basketball, give us a little bit of background.
Peach State basketball started by Brandon Clay back in 2005, 2006. Really started with Brandon coaching travel basketball, and he began hosting some tournaments here at Swanee Sports Academy in the Atlanta area. And just over time, what has happened is that there is this need, with girls basketball, women's basketball, to help these young ladies get to the next level. And so under the umbrella of Peach State basketball, there are tournaments. There's the Elite Basketball Academy camps that we run here. And then we also run a scouting service as well,
right,
too, which is the jumpoffplus.com. So, myself, Kyle Moore, Chris Hansen, we all write evaluations for the scouting service, which is subscribed to by nearly 200 colleges and universities nationwide, specifically for women's basketball.
As you see Armani Hampton there fighting down low, able to get her own rebound, put it back up. We're going to have a timeout called here. It is, I believe it's a 15-minute running clock. For
16.
16-minute running clock.
Mm-hmm.
2 halves, I'm going to assume.
Yep, that's right. And as you see right here, we get a little substitutions. Try to sub every 4 minutes, but with a, like there's only 8 girls on the bench right now. They may sub a little bit more often or a little less, just depending upon what the coaches see.
Glusto thought about it and said she gets it off to the right wing. That's number 181. If I can find her on my roster, that's Clarissa Hopkins.
Yeah, that's right. Recently just had a feature player evaluation done on our media site, which is prospectsnation.com, which is what the viewers are home are watching this on, Prospects Nation TV. So lots of .coms under our umbrella.
Gusto walking the ball up the court.
It's Ty Broadwater there in the high post, and I think Brandon Clay was imploring her to, make a dive to the short corner, but
Broadwater there with a nice block.
Yeah, comes back and makes up for it on the other side. Broadwater has really been a stock riser this weekend. Plays with the Pistols Platinum organization. We've seen her multiple times over the years. But one of those kids that, as you can tell, has great length, athleticism, right, the skills starting to round out, and I predict that she's going to have a very big senior high school year coming up for herself.
Broadwater, a local prospect from Ackworth, Georgia. And I actually believe her little brother actually plays with my son, AAU.
No kidding.
Yeah. As Broadwater gets back quickly. You know, what a difference. And again, I'm coming from the men's game.
Yeah.
But what a difference just a little bit of height in the women's game
Yes.
makes.
Yes.
It's amazing just the effect that you see Broadwater getting up and down the court, the effect that she's had already in the first minute and a half she's been in the ballgame.
Without a doubt, and that's Kathleen Ryan that just hit that jumper. Speaking of height, she's a New York product, but you're right. Height, athleticism, length. A kid like Broadwater and a kid like Ryan there as well too, their impact can almost be immediate because just of reach. You know,
Right.
sometimes in the men's game, it's really more about what you would call bounce.
Right.
You know, a
Broadwater
kid
with a nice free throw there as well.
a kid that's maybe 6'6" going up against a kid that's 6'8". Well, if the 6'6" kid has a little bit more bounce than the 6'8"
Right.
kid, well,
Right.
he could be more effective. But in the women's game, a lot of times, a kid like Broadwater is going to be able to make herself some money scholarship-wise just because of her length and a nice little drive there by Gusto along the baseline. But if her skill set begins to round up, you're going to begin to see, Division I programs begin to peer in and, really become interested because she has the ability to play the center position and even a 4 position because of what you're seeing right here.
Nice job again by Broadwater there, altering the shot. Coming back the other direction is number 60. That would be Megan Lewis. Up top is Gluso. She thought about it, put the ball on the floor to her right. Nice little corner kick there to number 39, Ashlyn Dial. Dial thought about it, so she kicks it back out. Gluso 4-3, top of the key, knocks that down. That's back-to-back shots now made by Glusto.
Now, got to tell you a little secret about Gusto here. She's playing up with the older girls here. She is only a 2018 prospect, meaning that she's just going to be a rising freshman. And
Ashlyn Dial back the other direction, tossed it back out, turnover, coming back the other direction. Is going to be number 35, that's LaKara Patrick. Patrick's going to throw it away, though. Nice thought.
Yeah.
Kathleen Ryan, though, unable to get a hold of that pass, as we'll see mass substitution here for both teams.
And to finish my thought about Gusto, she's got a big 10-hour drive, back home this afternoon. Her father, asked to have her, play in the early session, and so we allowed her to do that. But the fact that she's able to come in and play against juniors and seniors here and make this impact shows you a lot about her talent.
Harrison with a nice little baseline jump shot. Can't knock that down. Ball will go out of bounds. Looks like it's going to stay on this side of the court. 5:05 remaining here in the first half of game number 1. We're going to have 6 of them for you. I assume it's going to be 3 upper, 3 lower.
That's right. That's right.
Corner 3, Rams out. Number 61 there with a nice looking shot. That's Caroline Dennehy. Actually,
that was 161, Clarissa Hopkins with, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, no, you're right, 181, my fault.
Harris with the rebound. And Harris, when I walked in the gym, you guys were going over your little half-court sets, and she really stuck out to me again. Size. In the girls' game, again, size is at a premium, I would assume. Well,
Harris is ranked in our Prospects Nation Elite 150. She's actually ranked, we just did the re-rankings a couple of weeks ago, so she's right around 96 or 97 in the country. Has official visits lined up and a nice little runner along the baseline. I think that was Michelle Johnson. Harris has officials lined up to Memphis, Wake Forest, and oh goodness, forgive me, I forget where the third one is, but she's been very highly recruited, as you can tell, the height, but also her athleticism and her skill. And
noticing her footwork.
Yes.
Her footwork is phenomenal.
Without a doubt. That's really something that she's worked on. She plays at Parkview High School here in Gwinnett County.
For Coach Watkins.
Actually, Coach Tony Watkins has taken another job in the transition.
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Coach Kirk Call is the coach over there, but Coach Watkins and Coach Zimmerman both have done a lot of good work with Vicky over the years, and really helped in her development for sure.
Last time I did a Parkview game was not this last season, but the season before. Mutombo's daughter was a sophomore.
Yeah.
Is she a rising senior this year?
I believe so. Mutombo's kind of been off our radar for the past couple of years, but yeah, I believe that she is a 2015 prospect.
.176 will launch that. That's Kathleen Ryan off the rim. Is that Willis with the rebound? Wallace with the rebound.
Yep.
Nice look ahead by Clarissa Hopkins, not able to knock that down. But you like the thought process of, players picking their heads up and looking up court.
Yeah, good pitch ahead right there by number 34, Michelle Johnson, out of West Virginia. Her older sister will be a freshman at Notre Dame this upcoming year. Michael Johnson, part of that top 10 recruiting class that the Lady Irish have coming in. But Johnson, a very good prospect in her own right, just a rising junior herself.
Back the other direction.
Ooh. And you were talking about Broadwater, a moment ago. She is doing a great job of running the floor in both directions. You saw the putback just a moment ago. Was contesting on that offensive rebound opportunity. Didn't get it. Didn't claim it, but you can see the activity, which is making her such a big stock riser for sure.
Bird over to Locke. Locke with the ball on the floor to her left. That's going to be Cheyenne Arthur with the ball. She's going to launch it from three. Just a little short. Harris with the rebound. Out to Glusto. Glusto, she's got a running mate with her on the right. Would like to see her make that pass about a step or two beforehand.
Yeah.
But the thought was there. Again, she's a rising freshman, which you expect her to make those kind of small.
Exactly. The pace of play right here, the size, the athleticism, that's an adjustment that she's going to have to make. And what a great opportunity for her to come in here and to be able to learn those type of lessons here today.
Should be a fun one to watch here over the next 4 years.
You got that right.
Glusto, top of the key. Nice look over to Wallace. Wallace back up to Glusto. She thought about it, put the ball on the floor to her right. Floater off the back of the rim.
Locke kind of knocked her to the ground right there.
Rebound tapped around to be grabbed by Ashlyn Dial. Dial up to Glusto. Glusto with the stutter step is going to go baseline, and she'll lose the ball back the other direction. Comes Black as we're going to have another turnover here. This one's going to be by LaCara Partridge, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Partridge has had some good looks here today. It's just unfortunately none of them have been able to connect, and then we've got a little bit of a
miscommunication there between Ashlyn Dial and Glusto. And Harris with a nice block there as the first half expires. Here, game number 1 of the EBA Fab 5 camp. I believe sponsored by Prospect Nation.
Yeah, powered by at least.
There we go.
Yeah.
Powered by Prospect Nation. Sponsored by PSB. Would that be the way to say it?
There you go. We've got too many labels here, but all of your women's basketball recruiting news can be found on prospectsnation.com. PeachStateBasketball.com is your source for tournaments, camps in the Southeast, and the SUV TV is what brings it all here on video.
Marcus and Brandon have a nice relationship, and I know Marcus enjoys doing all of the events for you guys, and he's worked with you guys for the last couple of years. And
yeah, Marcus has been a great addition to the team. And you see Chris Watkins, actually Tony Watkins' son, walking over there at the table.
Was a pretty good high school coach in his own right.
Yes, he was. And Chris Watkins, does all of our highlights, breakdowns after the events, and even our feature player evals. What Chris Watkins and Marcus Burnett bring to the team is invaluable because, it's one thing. For myself, I do a lot of writing.
Right.
The post-event recaps. It's one thing for me to write it and to say, yeah, Ty Broadwater's pretty good. It's another thing to be able to see it.
Right.
And
absolutely.
And that's what the SUV TV and Chris Watkins are able to do, is to give that visual highlight there that only enhances women's basketball at a grassroots level.
They say a picture's worth 1,000 words, video's worth 1,000,000. So,
no doubt.
As we'll see the officials here going to work at halftime.
And camp's always a fun time, you know. Everybody is able to kind of let their guards down. There's, you know, not a lot at stake necessarily, whereas a tournament, everybody's trying to advance to the next game, so you know, tensions are very high. What I like about camp is it's really basketball in some of its purest form. You know, working with some of the younger girls in our skill stations, even before the older girls came in, I've worked with a number of kids that play Division I basketball in these camps, and I get to see little parts of their game that they're really strong on, and other parts of their game that, quite honestly, they need to work on. And sometimes you don't always get that in in necessarily a tournament format.
Right. Partridge, and I believe that was Patrick there with the miscommunication. Back the other direction will be number 34, Michelle Johnson. Johnson's going to kick it out to Glusto. Glusto up top.
I like the energy here on the defensive end, moving from the zone to the man-to-man.
Nice take there to the hoop by Johnson. Nice finish.
And you can see the talent of Johnson. You know, maybe a little thinly built, a little thinner than what her sister was, but she's got that indescribable, you know, kind of grit on the floor. She's able to kind of maneuver in and out of traffic, and is always able to make the right play at the right time.
At the line is number 179, Caroline Patrick. And Caroline out of Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Knocked down another free throw. She's got a great looking shot.
Yeah, I like her size on the wing too. You know, she's going to be able to play either wing position. You know, that's what I would like to say. She can be a shooting guard. She can even be a small forward in that way. But Michelle Johnson giving all of the defense plenty of trouble here with her quickness.
Glusto showing some fancy ball handling right there. Her shot's just a little off. Back the other direction. Here comes Locke. Locke looking down low. It's a nice look down to Maddie Wright. Wright, Broadwater, great defense there. And she forced a tough shot by Wright. Wright, though, will go to the line to shoot a free throw.
Maddie Wright's one of my favorite people in camp. 2015 post player out of the Chattanooga area. Plays with the Tennessee Extreme organization. Yesterday I was actually coaching her team, and just plays so hard. She plays through pain, adversity. She's got a very good demeanor. I like her size. You saw the skill there with her back to the basket. Kid that just keeps getting better with every viewing.
Glusto with the basketball. Nice look down to Broadwater. Going a little kamikaze on the floor over to Johnson. Johnson to Lewis. Lewis up top to Glusto. Glusto put the ball on the floor. Stops, pops from the free throw line, knocks that down. Boy, that young girl is pretty impressive.
Yes, she is.
I'm going to be honest. She's pretty impressive.
It's not every young kid that Brandon would say, all right, well, you can play up with the older kids. She has more than demonstrated her skill over the years. You know, this is not her first elite basketball academy, and a great finish there by Brianna Locke. Let me finish this thought about Glusto. She plays with the Florida future team, and saw her at the PSB Power 48, and they've got a whole host of young, talented girls, and Glusto is as talented as any of them.
Locke with a nice take. Nice little jump stop there to finish off the backboard. Glusto, I got to tell you, she's got that Andre Agassi Nike headband on. I like that.
Yeah. That's what women's basketball is really adapting. That Skylar Diggins has really made that very popular over the years, and it's a good look, I would say.
Glusto over to Johnson. Johnson looking baseline for Broadwater, so she's going to get back up to Glusto. Back over to Johnson. Johnson trying to look down low, finally finds Broadwater. Broadwater kind of got set up there on defense. Yeah. Nice job there by the black team. Coming back the other direction is Patrick. She's going to take it, lose it out of bounds. Johnson's going to save it over Broadwater. Broadwater over to Glusto. Glusto does a nice job there, and if you weren't paying attention, she scanned the court very quickly there, which is something you like to see out of any player. Johnson with the three. Broadwater going to try to keep the ball alive. Going to go out of bounds. It will go back to black.
I like the activity of Broadwater on both ends. Even though she got that post entry stolen from her, she didn't give up on the play. You know, she didn't pout, complain. You know, one of the things that we talk about when I was coaching, you know, when somebody's coming up behind you and you can't see it, you know, yell out. We use the term wolf, you know, to, you know, something short, simple. You know, that would have been good in that situation. But Broadwater, you know, didn't yell at her teammates, ends up coming back and affects the play on the other end. And again, just a great camp for her.
Mass substitutions coming in for both teams. Log with the basketball. She's going to be guarded right now by Johnson. Asking for a screen. She's going to get it. Puts the ball back on the floor to her left. Nice dump down there to Kathleen Ryan. Ryan can't finish. Ball up in the air.
Oh.
Wallace will come down with it. Wallace is going to get it up quickly to Dial. Dial's going to lose the basketball. Back comes Miranda Burt. Burt going to take it, have it stripped by Johnson. Nice job there by Johnson on the defensive end. Going to force it to go off of her knee. And it will go back to White. Nice job there by Johnson to get back on defense and force that turnover. She's going to bring the ball up the court. Getting some instruction from Brandon Clay. Johnson over to Wallace. Wallace, nice little dart down there to, I believe that's Dial. Dial with a kick out. Nice job there by number 181, Clarissa Hopkins, to bury that kick out there. As 24-18, White over Black here in game number 1 of 3 here, the morning session of the older girls, for the most part.
Yeah, for the most part, except for
nice footwork there on the baseline by Armani Hampton. She can't finish, but you love the footwork.
Yeah. Hampton, a part of the Carolina All-Stars organization. You see her build, her athleticism, and now showing the footwork as well, too. Plays for Coach Ty Cox. She's been a kid that he's been talking about for some time, and she's got a bright future in front of her.
Nice dish there by Hopkins. Dial unable to handle it back. It'll go back to, I keep calling it Black. I guess it's blue.
Yeah, Hopkins was trying to return the favor there to Dial. Dial gave her that kick out the previous.
Nice job by Hampton to go up strong with that. She'll go to the line to shoot 1.
And Hampton down there operating down along the low block, and she's going to get an opportunity here at the free throw line.
Off the front end, Harris with the rebound. She'll get it up quickly to Wallace. Wallace does a nice job of not trying to push without her teammates. Skip past to Johnson. Johnson able to come down with it. Look over to Dial. Dial thought about a deep 2. Says she kicks it out to Hopkins, 4-3 off the rim. Johnson with the rebound. Johnson's gonna go up left hand, left side. Can't finish, but she'll go to the line to shoot 1.
This is what I'm talking about with Johnson. She just finds those spots. You know, she's not always gonna be a kid that necessarily needs the basketball in her hands at all times to be productive. She gets that offensive rebound, you know, slashes to the rim, always doing right on cue, doing very productive things.
Did we have a whistle?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
There's some sort of foul here, I think, before Johnson made the lay-in.
I'm assuming Johnson is left-handed.
No, she's not.
Really? She uses her left hand a lot, which is impressive at that point.
Well, her father, Scott Johnson, who is actually over here in the bleachers somewhere, coaches that West Virginia team. As you see that the right-handed free throw. Actually, he's down there along the baseline, sitting up against the wall. The West Virginia Thunder teams are known for their skilled girls, you know, kids that
Locke goes baseline, showing her power.
Yeah.
Stops and pops with that right hand.
Locke having a good day, but to finish, it's not about Johnson. He's a tremendous coach, you know, skills coach, and Johnson just absorbed all of that over the years, as you can see.
Wallace over to Johnson. Johnson goes baseline, up off the glass and in.
And again with the left hand.
Nice job. I'm impressed. You know, these days the left hand for right-handed kids is a lost art. It really is.
And what I like about that was she was going right hand along the baseline, and it was a perfect angle to be able to use the left hand in that way. Kayla Davis, who's actually a sophomore at Georgia Tech this year, she was one of the first young ladies to be able to do that effectively that I've seen.
Nice little turn on there by Wright. She's going to kick it out over, I believe that's Patrick. I'm sorry, Partridge. Nice job by Vicky Harris to knock that away. Wallace will come up with it. Wallace looking to go 1-on-2. Splits the double team. Is going to lose it out of bounds. And it will go, it'll stay.
Yeah, going to stay white. You see what Vicky Harris is so good at. You see the block shot. She is a defensive enforcer. Rebound, block shots. And what I like most about her is that she can defend the perimeter. She can run the floor. She's as good of a post player that I've seen in this class of being able to hedge the ball screen, double team the ball screen on the perimeter, which is rare for a kid that's 6'3" like her.
Hopkins down to Broadwater. Broadwater kicks out to Wallace. Wallace for three. Knocks that down. Nice ball movement there by White to extend their lead now out to 11, 31-20, just under 5.5 remaining.
Agree 100%. Great ball movement. Jessie Wallace, a shooting specialist out of Tennessee. Lots of shooters out of the Tennessee area, and she's showing what she can do here today.
Got a great job. I'm looking over all the rosters. You got people as far away as Ohio.
Yeah.
You know, obviously a lot of local prospects. You got some out of Kansas, Indiana, Texas. Quite impressive to New York. You know, quite impressive to see girls make time on a holiday weekend to come out and come to a camp. That speaks volumes about what you guys at Peach State basketball do and the quality products you put together for them.
Without a doubt, and we've made it such a big deal to do such a good job that really word of mouth spreads, for these young women to know that if you want to get the best instruction and the best exposure, in a camp setting, the Elite Basketball Academy is the place to come. Our relationships that we have, through the tournaments, whether it be the Florida Future or even, kids that we meet at other places, those coaches, tell their kids, hey, you want to get better, go to EBA. It's going to be a good experience.
Caroline Patrick knocks down her third free throw of this first game. Again, from the EBA 5-5 camp, this is day number 2. 6 games on tap for you today. All of them will be 16-minute halves running clock. The first 3 will feature the upper class. The younger class will be featured this afternoon, I believe, starting around 2 o'clock.
Right.
Partridge is going to get it in. Over to Locke. Locke for 3. Showing her range today, inside and out.
Yeah. That's what I love so much about Brianna Locke, a kid that's been to multiple EBA camps over the years. She's really a versatile threat. You see the shoulders, being able to finish inside. She can handle as a point guard. When I was coaching the team yesterday, she was actually bringing it up and initiating the offense. You see her shooting the 3. Just a 2016 prospect. She's got another year or so to continue to add to that skill set. Local kid out of Flowery Branch, bright future in front of her.
Ooh. Johnson hit the floor hard, and you see it on her face. Broadwater does a nice job of picking that up and getting over to Harris. But Johnson, you can tell she's hurt. She hit the floor pretty hard. But she's going to tough it out and see, no, I got this, coach.
Yeah, I think probably just landed on her elbow. She ran into a brick wall of Brianna Locke. That's what happened.
Nice ball movement there by Blue. Deep shot by Miranda Burt off the front of the rim. Harris with the rebound. She'll get over to Johnson. Johnson showed no effect from hitting the floor. Over to Dial. Locke, though, with another steal. Locke been very impressive here in this opening game. Stops, pops from 12 feet, rims out. Ball on the floor. Locke gets it back up off the rim and in.
What a big day for Bree. Good weekend.
Dial back the other direction. She's going to get over to Glusto, who's checked back in. Back over to Dial. Dial looking down low for Harris. Harris turn around, up and in. Nice ball movement there by a Dial to get it down to Harris, and a nice position for her.
Yeah, great job of establishing position there by Harris.
Deep three there by number 8, that's Cheyenne Arthur. Back the other direction will come White. Lusso showing off the skills.
Good defense there by Partridge.
Over to Johnson. Johnson at the free throw line over to Harris. Harris, nice little skip past the Dial. Dial thought about it.
Good shot.
Nice fake, up and in.
The ball movement right there, that's as impressive of
Yes.
a possession that I've seen in a long time. Got a double team there. Michelle Johnson flashes to the middle, the kick out. Great unselfishness there by these young ladies.
And you know, it's rare to see in a camp setting where you're not familiar with your
Right.
teammates.
Right.
And this White team with Johnson and Dial and Broadwater and Harris on the floor right now, they act like they've played together all summer.
Locke
Been
scoring
just-
over Harris. Wow.
She's been impressive as she's gotten the blue team back in it. Only down 6, unfortunately, there's 34 seconds left. Locke with another steal. She's got her head up, she's looking. Turned on the Jets. Looks like she's gonna go to the free throw line though to shoot one. Unfortunately for her though, it is a running clock.
Yeah. Probably don't need a foul in that situation, but
Partridge up to Locke. Locke deep three. Off the back of the rim. Broadwater with another rebound. She'll get over to Johnson. Johnson's gonna turn and burn. She's gonna take it right at Locke off the backboard. The left hand. Harris with the rebound.
Harris.
Up and in. Nice job there by Harris to run the floor and get it up and in at the buzzer. And it looks like White will win game 1 here, 37-29. Very impressive.
yeah.
Very impressive.
I tell you, maybe that zone offense, you know, to begin, got everybody sharing the ball
Yeah.
and passing, and it was a very good vibe here from the very beginning, and a good start to this day.
Absolutely, absolutely. We'll be back. We'll bring you game 2 momentarily here on court number 4 at Swanee Sports Academy.